Welcome back, my besties. I am in the mood to film a reading vlog. I wasn't planning on filming a reading vlog, but I kind of thought, why not? There is exactly 1 week left of October. So I thought, hey, why don't I just film my week of reading? We'll see what I get up to. I'm very much planning to mood read. There are a couple books left on my TBR, like my monthly TBR. So like it would be great to get to those. But if I'm not in the mood for them, I guess we won't pick them up. I don't know. We're just gonna kind of go with the flow, see how we feel. I'm currently in quite a big reading mood, which is really fun. I feel like I haven't been in a big reading mood for a couple of months, but I have been loving reading just a little bit extra recently. And I don't have a lot of plans for the next week, so I thought this might be a great week to just read with you guys and film it. Like I said, we're mood reading, so I'm not like going into this week with a set list of books that I want to read, but I do know the first book that I want to pick up, and that is Daydream by Hannah Grace. This is the art copy, which I was so lucky to get, but I am definitely in the mood to pick this up. I am so excited. She is a chunky book. I've heard mixed reviews about this, but there's a few people that I've seen read it who I have similar taste to, or who I just like really listen to their reviews when they read something, and so I think I'm gonna enjoy this, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. I'm thinking I'm gonna really like Hallie. From what I've gathered, she loves Taylor Swift, she loves reading, she loves baking, she might be a crafty girl, I don't know, but she just seems like a cozy bookish queen, and that sounds right up my alley. So we are gonna start with reading Daydream. I do think I'm gonna read it on my Kobo. I've just been really in my e-reader era over the past like week or so. Like I just don't want to pick up a physical book. I only want to read on my e-reader, so we'll see how long that lasts, but I guess I'll see you guys when I have a reading update on this one. Hope you enjoyed the reading vlog. I'm barely 20% into this book, and Henry and Hallie are not even like dating. They're barely even flirting. Like they're literally just friends, but she helped him with something, so he turns up and gives her a bunch of daisies, and he was like, oh, like this one of my friends told me to bring peonies, and this other friend said to bring sunflowers, but then I remembered that you have this dress with little daisies on it, so I brought you a bunch of daisies. I love little things like this when they're just like observant of little details. Especially because he's just doing it because they're friends. Like that is just so sweet to me. Like this is the way he treats his friends. And obviously, yes, like we know that he thinks she's really beautiful and things like that. It's not like he has friend zoned her, but there's definitely no like dating or romance really happening yet. It's just like a good gesture. Oh, I just love him. I do. Not only did he buy her such cute flowers, but she just said no one has ever bought me flowers before. What? Like she had a boyfriend and no one has ever bought her flowers? Oh my gosh. That just makes it even sweeter. So much fun with this book. Like this book is so cute. I love Henry. I love Hallie. The elder sister stuff is really hitting home. It's just so fun. I could sit here all day and read this, I think. I've been able to do so much reading today, which has been so nice. I just didn't really have any plans today. And I'm not gonna lie, I love occasionally having a day where I just have no plans and I can just read. I honestly can't remember the last time I had a day like that. So today was really nice. But I've been reading Daydream all day, and I pulled out my physical copy so that I could just like see where I was at, because I think it's just really satisfying looking where you're at. But I'm up to chapter 26, which is page like 270, so I still have quite a decent chunk to go. How many pages is this? I feel like she looks chunkier than she actually is. 427 pages. Like this looks thicker than 400 pages, not gonna lie. Anyway, I thought I could have a little bit of a self-care moment. Liam's not home at the moment, so we're having a girls' night, just you and I. I'm trying to decide, do I want to watch a movie tonight or do I want to just keep reading? Because I'm really enjoying this, but it doesn't matter. Let's put on this mask. I've had this sitting in my bathroom for months at this point, just being like, oh, I'll use that at some point. And I thought, hey, let's do a face mask together while I give you my thoughts on this book so far, because that sounded like a fun thing to do. We're having like a little bestie sleepover basically. Oh my gosh. This looks terrifying. How do you... Oh my gosh, it's so slimy. The texture is... What? How does this... Oh, the texture. The texture. I never do face masks, so this is really interesting. I'm assuming it goes on like this. Oh my gosh, I feel like I look like Santa Claus. It actually feels gorgeous. I'm hoping I've put it on the right way. Like, is the silver side supposed to go on the outside or the inside? This feels actually really nice. This is actually not a smart idea because I don't know how well I'll be able to talk. Like, I can't move my mouth very well. How am I supposed to give you my thoughts when I can't even... Anyway. I'm using the viewfinder as my mirror. Oh, that feels so nice on my face, but I don't like it on my fingers. Wow. Maybe I should do these more often. I look like the Tin Man out of Wicked. Or the Wizard of Oz, I guess. That's terrifying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've done this to you guys. Hello? Apply on clean skin, remove mask, carefully unfold and apply bottom half first, then top half, leave for 10 minutes, then remove mask. I hope I did it the right way. Because like I said, I don't know if the silver side's supposed to be on the outside or the inside. Hopefully the outside. I feel like that makes more sense. I feel like I belong in a nightmare. This is literally terrifying, actually. I should send a Snapchat to my friends. I need to get this off my fingers though. It is kind of sliding down my face a little bit. If I don't wake up glowing tomorrow, I'm going to be a little bit mad. I can't take myself seriously with this on. My Face ID isn't even working. Well, you'd hope not, actually. It looks like I put aluminium foil on my face. Anyways, my thoughts about Daydream. So, 63%. I am loving it. Guys, I can't. I can't take myself seriously. I can't get over the sensation on my fingers. Stop complaining. No, this is terrifying. I'm coming to you in your nightmares at this point. Book update. What you're actually here for. No, I actually can't. I'm gonna see you in 5 minutes. Because this is... I thought this was gonna give cute, relaxing girl sleepover, cozy night vibes. This is giving actual horror movie. So I'll catch up with you guys later in like 6 minutes. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. We're back. Thoughts on Daydream. I am having so much fun with this. I really, really love both of our main characters. I love Henry. I love Hallie. I think they balance each other really well. I also just love how different they are, and I feel like they're just both quite well developed as individual characters as well, and they both have their own storylines going on. I just feel like I could sit and read about these characters for such a long time, especially now that we are 3 books into this little interconnected standalone romance series. We had Icebreaker, Wildfire, and now Daydream, and the world is so developed. The characters and like the found family and like all of the characters coexisting, it's just so good. I love that we're having obviously all the characters from the first book and the second book also in this book, but obviously as side characters, but because you know them so well from their books, it's so nice being able to just like see what they're getting up to, and the found family just feels so strong. And I love the way that they all care about each other so much and they communicate so well, but they also aren't perfect. Like, we've had some scenes where maybe they're trying to be good friends, but maybe they don't actually know what the right thing to do for that person is, because maybe that person wants to be alone rather than with people, or whatever it may be. Or maybe they realize, hey, I haven't checked in with that person for a while, I should probably do that. They're not perfect, but they're just very self-aware and just like good people. And I just love reading about all of them. I can definitely relate a lot to Hallie, just like the whole being an older sister, being a people pleaser, saying yes to too many things, just really having such a strong desire to want to help and be involved in everything, but maybe then spreading yourself too thin and then resenting it. I just think that whole topic has been written so well. And yeah, there are just so many times where I'm like, gosh, like, ouch, that actually like hit hard, that quote or that scene or whatever, because I'm like, oh, I feel like I've had that exact same thing happen, or I've heard those exact same words from someone in my family or whatever it may be. So it's definitely like hitting home for a lot of things. I don't think you have to be able to relate to a main character to be able to enjoy a book, but I do think it makes your enjoyment of a book or like your attachment to a book just so much stronger. The books where I can really relate to a main character, those books stay with me. So I really do love it when that happens. And also it has been such a slow burn, which I really, really love. Obviously I'm over halfway now, and there definitely is romance, but it's not like the whole plot, I guess. Like, there's still other things happening. I'm really intrigued to see what else is going to happen for the rest of the book, because the characters very much like each other and they know that they like each other. It took a while for them to get there, and they were very much just like friends that were attracted to each other for a while, which I really actually loved that. I loved seeing their friendship develop, because they really went from strangers to friends to lovers, and that has been so beautiful to watch that happen, because I feel like I don't really see that as much as I would like to see it. I love friends to lovers. I love it, especially when when it's not like super lusty. This is a good amount of slow burn to me. I honestly wouldn't mind it if it was a little bit more slow burn, but I'm enjoying it. And I do think it is my favorite in the series so far, at least if it continues the way it has been. But I'm just gonna lay in bed now and either watch a movie or keep reading. I still haven't decided, I don't know. Maybe scroll on my phone for a little while, if I'm being completely honest, but I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm 85% of the way through this book. I'm still really enjoying it. I don't know if I'm enjoying the second half as much as I enjoyed the first half. I feel like the first half was a lot more like tension, and the second half is still good, but in romance books I do think I sometimes, often actually, prefer the couple before they get together. Is that toxic of me? I'm not sure. Like all the pining, all the tension, but I am still very much enjoying it. But I just got to a scene where it's like a really big hockey game for Henry, and Hallie has gone to watch, and all I can think of in my head is the scene in High School Musical 3 where Troy is playing basketball and he's just like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed, and then he just looks up and he sees Gabriella stand and does the whole like, Troy, you know that scene? That's all I'm imagining right now. Obviously just switch the basketball for hockey, but yeah, I just had to let you guys know that. I'll probably update you guys when I'm done. I think I'll finish it today, but I'm not sure when. Probably not now because I don't really have that much reading time, but maybe later tonight, we'll see. I just finished reading Daydream, so I thought I'd give you my final thoughts. I really liked it. I really, really liked it. I don't think it's a 5-star, like it didn't quite give me that 5-star feeling, but I do think it might be my favorite, maybe from the Maple Hill series. I don't know, I think it's very close to Wildfire. I would say Daydream is first, Wildfire is second, and then Icebreaker is third. I do think that Daydream was probably the most emotional and like least physical relationship we've seen so far. I loved them both as individual people, but I also just really loved them as a couple. They had great communication. They also just like showed what it's like dating someone and getting to know someone and kind of like figuring out what you need from each other and how to work with each other's weaknesses. Like you don't know each other straight away. You have to get to know each other. You have to find out what works. You have to find out how you communicate, or like what you do and what your partner does when they're sad or irritated or upset or you're arguing. Like how do you respond to those situations, and therefore like how can you support your partner through those times. And I thought that was just done really well, because I feel like you don't see those conversations as much in other books where it's like, okay, this is how you respond when you're sad, this is how I respond when I'm sad, this is how we can like meet in the middle, or this is how we can help each other out during those times. Like I'll give you space, or I'll try and explain to you how I'm feeling even though I don't really like to talk about it. Like all of those sorts of things, which I just thought was really good. But yeah, like I said, didn't quite give me that overall 5-star feeling, but I did have such a great time. I'm really not sure if it's a 4.25 or a 4.5. There were parts of it where I was like, this is a 4.5. But then there were other parts where I was like, maybe close to a 4.25. I don't know, I might just like sit on it for a bit and see how I feel. I think I gave Icebreaker 4 and then Wildfire 4.25. But I've decided that the next book I'm going to pick up is A Witch is Back by Sophie H. Morgan, which I think will be fun because it's October, it's spooky season, so this feels quite festive. So we'll see what I think. Happy Sunday, friends. I didn't vlog anything yesterday because I didn't read anything yesterday. I was at the Gold Coast for pretty much the whole day. But today's Sunday. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but Liam is on a work trip, so I just have the house to myself. And I had no plans today, so I've just done a bunch of reading. I started The Witch is Back today, which I've been meaning to start for so long. I've had this on my TBR for like, I reckon over a year now, and I just got up to chapter 13, which is page 168. So I don't think I'm quite halfway yet, but almost. But I'm actually really enjoying this so far. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. I thought it was going to be like cute, but like nothing special. And I wouldn't say it's like a 5-star book, but it is just
really interesting. We're following Emma, who is a witch, but she is basically living like a human because she doesn't really come from a great family, and so she's trying to kind of like start her own life and just kind of be quote unquote normal. And she works at a bar called Toil and Trouble, and one day she was just working at the bar as she normally did, and then her ex-fiance walks in, and I think she's about 25, and she hasn't seen him since she was 21, and she's absolutely shocked to see him. She was completely in love with him before he just like up and left. They grew up together, they were like best friends, and their families are good friends, and so their families kind of like created an arranged marriage for them, because in this book that's very normal among the witches. Your parents will kind of just arrange you to marry someone depending on like the money you have or the reputation of your family or blah 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 blah. So she was arranged to marry this guy Bastian, and so they got engaged, but then he just left, and now it's like 5 years later, he's walked back into her life, and now he's like, let's get married, and she's like, what? And she has grown up a lot. She used to be such a pushover, very shy, very quiet, and she was obviously like in love with him, and now when he comes back, he's like shocked because she is like standing up for herself, and she's like found her voice, and she is not obsessed with him anymore because obviously she was so hurt. He just like left, and she had no idea why, and he like didn't explain anything to her. So when he comes back being like, let's get married, she's like, well, no, like I don't want to do that. But it turns out it's a bit of like a marriage of convenience situation. So I won't say why, and I won't get into that because obviously you can read the book and find out, but they have kind of agreed to get married because of certain reasoning. So now it's like a forced proximity situation. I wouldn't say like enemies to lovers, but they're definitely not obsessed with each other. I guess it's a bit of a second chance romance maybe, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I just find the whole witch world and human world very interesting, and they have like portals where they can travel between different places, and the magic is really interesting, and like the family dynamics are very interesting as well because some of the families have this really like amazing reputation, and they live in these manors, and they have these like balls, and it's, I don't know, it's just really interesting. And I would just say it's probably more developed and like has more depth than I was expecting. And so yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and it's just like perfect for this time of year because today is the 27th of October, so I feel like a witchy book is perfect to read this time of year. But I think I would definitely read it even if it wasn't October because it just kind of feels like, I guess, like an urban fantasy maybe. I'll probably continue to read a little bit more tonight because again, I have no plans and I'm not planning on leaving my house. So I'll keep you guys updated. Hi besties. So yesterday I had to go get my car fixed, and while my car was at the mechanics, I decided to just like go sit at a cafe across the road, and I took my computer and I was mostly like editing and stuff, but I also did some reading, and I got up to page 299 if you want specifics, chapter 23. So I have like 65 pages left of this book, and I haven't read anything today, but I finally had the chance to just like sit down and chill and read for a bit. So I think I'm gonna sit down and finish this. I'm still really enjoying it. I think it's so much fun and definitely just better than I expected it to be. I feel bad for like underestimating it, but I just thought it was gonna be a bit cringy, a bit silly, but I think the plot is really interesting. I think the romance is pretty good. I think the characters are well developed and they have interesting backstories as well. Like it's got emotional depth. It's just good. It's just really good. So I think this book is severely underrated. If you want something kind of Halloween-y, or like, I don't know, if you just like books about witches, definitely get on it because it's really good. Maybe I'll go sit outside in my egg chair because the weather is gorgeous. I just finished The Witch's Back and I'm gonna update my book journal, but I thought, why not film me updating my book journal while I talk about my thoughts. I just got a new tripod, which you can kind of see here. It goes like right over the top of my journal so that I can get a proper bird's eye view, which I'm so excited about. I've been wanting to get one of these tripods for the longest time. It's finally here. I'm so excited about it. So you guys will be seeing this and this. Hopefully it works out. Let's have a look. I honestly ended up really, oh wait, we have a few books to update. Let me just see. I think I only have 2 books to update maybe. I track everything on my computer as well as in my book journal. I just like doing it that way. But I do have 2 books to update. We have to update Daydream and The Witch's Back. So I'm just gonna fill in this page here, which is just like a huge, wait, can I do this while talking? Like, can I write while I'm filming? I'm not sure. But this is just a log where I write down all of the basic
information. What is the author's name? I will hopefully do a video either at the end of this year or at the start of next year where I set up my reading journal for next year, but I'm not there yet. I'm not ready. But if you guys want to see like the full setup, also I have a full setup of this one from either the start of this year or the end of last year. I can't remember when I did it, but if you want to see the setup of this one, you can definitely do that. What I'm doing right now is just coloring in the genre, so each color is a different genre, and so it's just like I can look at it and be like, oh wow, I've read a lot of fantasy or a lot of romance depending on the color. I gave Daydream either a 4.25 or a 4.5. I think I'm going to give it a 4.25, and I actually think I'm going to give The Witch's Back a 4.25 because I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to. I usually fill in the page number here as well, but as you can see, I've been lazy, so I'm just going to catch up on that at some other point in time. This is a blank page because I'm obviously going to run out of space here, so I've left this page blank to just like create another one of these spreads. That will be the third one. So this is the first one, second one, that'll be the third one. Then we have the monthly tracker, so we can add another 2 to this one. We're getting very close to the end of the month though, so I don't know how many we're going to read on top of this. What are we at? 11? I might get one more done, I might not. And then I'm going to classify The Witch's Back as a romance because I know it's like kind of fantasy as well, because like magic elements, but I think it's more of a romance than a fantasy, so that's how I'm classifying it. And you can see I've read a lot of romance, a lot of fantasy, and then not as much of everything else. I haven't read anything else on my 24 books in 2024, haven't added to this. Ooh, we can add to this one because we read Daydream, so I have all of the printouts here. Here we go. I just need to get my glue tape. These ones are so satisfying to put in. Gorgeous. Nothing really to add to these. No more in this page. Okay, we can color in Daydream. What color? I might do green actually. And then The Witch's Back, I don't even think I have it on here. No, I don't. For some reason on this TBR cut from 2023 page, I didn't actually put all of them in there. But that book has been on my TBR for over a year, so that feels very good to tick it off. We can get rid of The Witch's Back. And we can get rid of, not get rid of, but tick off Daydream. This is my physical TBR page. I highlight the books when I've read them, and so you can see I've actually highlighted a lot of them. There's still quite a few unhighlighted, but we're making progress. These are my book club pages, nothing to add here. And then we just move on to the like actual monthly pages with the monthly spreads. June, July, August, September. Ooh, do we have anything on our end of year TBR to tick off? I don't think so. No. Okay, here we go. October. This is just another little log. I actually really love how this page turned out. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see because the lighting in here right now isn't fantastic on this overhead angle. I should probably get a little ring light for this or something. But I love the green gingham and then like the pink accents. I think it turned out very cute. We read Daydream by Hannah Grace. I finished it a few days ago. What date was that? We finished it Saturday night, 26th. I gave 4.25. And then we also read The Witch's Back. It's a lot of, like there's a lot of repetitive stuff here, but I personally love it. I love book stats. I don't know why, but I just find them fascinating. I'm thinking I'm gonna film like a bookish video, like where I just do all bookish things, and that will probably go up in a couple weeks. And in that video I'm thinking I might go over some more bookish stats if that's something you guys are interested in seeing, like how many books I've read, how many books are still on my TBR. There's a lot of stuff I track on there, so you can let me know. What's the date today? 29th. So yeah, only 2 days left of the month. Can we finish another book? We'll see. I already know which book I'm going to pick up. You guys will have to wait and see. We actually have read quite a bit of romance this month, which isn't like, it's not unusual, but it's not always the case. Pretty much just romance and fantasy, which as we've discussed, that's mostly what I read. And we ticked off 2 books from our TBR, which is amazing. That's so good. We love to see that. But that's it. That's the only thing I have to update. So hope you enjoyed. Look how chunky she's getting. I don't think it's going to get completely full by the end of the year, but it's definitely chunked up, which I love. It's so satisfying to me. I just finished filming that clip and then I was like, wait, I just told you I was going to tell you my thoughts on The Witch's Back, and I did not do that. I did not do that at all, apart from tell you my rating, I guess. So my final thoughts on this book are, it was so much fun. I really, really, really enjoyed my read. I feel like I don't have that much more to say from my last update, but overall, I just thought it was so well done. I really enjoyed the characters as individuals and as a couple. I didn't get bored once they got together. I feel like there was stuff happening right until the end, which I really liked, and the end wrapped up quickly, but like in a good way. Like everything that needed to be said was said, everything that needed to be resolved was resolved. There was like an answer for everything, a reason for everything, and I just thought it was so good. It didn't necessarily give me those like 5-star feelings where I was like, I can't put this down, this is so incredible, and like I'm obsessed with these characters, they're gonna stay with me forever, but it was just fun. I just had a fun time. So I really, really recommend this. And I do know that this is part of an interconnected standalone series. So this is book 1. I think it's called the Toil and Trouble series. And there are 3 girls that are in this like friendship group, and they all own a third of the bar that our main character Emma is a part owner in. So it's like her and her 2 best friends. And I think each of the best friends is also going to get a book. I haven't read the other 2 books, obviously. I think one is definitely out, but I'm not sure if the other one is out. Like I know this book and the second book is out, but yeah, I'm not sure about the third one because I think this one was only released last year and then the second one might have only been released this year. Yeah, I think that's my assumption, but I'm not exactly sure. But I am tempted to get the second book and read that. It's not one I'm gonna like rush out and get, but if I keep thinking about it, I might, because I do want to know like who the other characters are gonna end up with, because I have no idea. I'm really not sure. They like kind of hinted at some things which I was like, oh, maybe, but nothing super obvious. But yeah, had so much fun with this. And for my next book, I've decided I want to read The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Since we only have a few days left until Halloween, I thought, why not read another witchy book, especially since I had so much fun with The Witch's Back. And I've been wanting to read this for so long. I did buy a copy on my Kindle though, so I'll probably read it on there because it was on sale for like $3 or $4, and if a book that I want to read is on sale on Kindle for a few dollars, I'm probably going to buy it because I just love reading things on my Kindle. You definitely don't need to do that. That is a bit unnecessary, but I'm excited to read this one because I've heard amazing things about this. I think it's just like cozy, found family, bit of romance. I'm not sure. We'll see. Currently reading The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I think I'm about 26% of the way through. 28%! Can I tell you what my book's about?
Yeah.
A lady who is a witch, but then she makes this TikTok account and she makes videos on the TikTok account of her pretending to be a witch so that people won't actually suspect that she's a witch. So she's like actually a witch, but she's pretending to be a witch, but she's pretending to be someone who isn't a witch, being a witch. And then this guy sees her TikTok videos and he's like, she's a witch. She's like a real one. And so he hires her to come and live at their house, magical house. Well, it has spells on it, so I think it makes it like a magical house. And her job will be to tutor the 3 child witches that are at the house, who are orphans. Orphan witches. I don't think she's gonna fall in love.
With the children?
No! With the librarian.
It's just like not my type of book.
No, really?
To me it kind of sounds like they've just thought of ideas and like, let's put a witch in there.
I think it's actually a very good idea and I've just explained it badly. It's actually really
the
good.
witch is making TikToks. It's just...
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good premise, but it really is. The way it's written is really good. It's going to be found family. Do you know what found family means?
They create a family.
You, sir, are a genius. Are you a booktuber?
Yeah.
No, but I'm actually really enjoying it so far. I'm literally obsessed. It's giving me 5-star feelings. The weather recently has been so good, so obviously I'm just outside on my egg chair reading, but my Kindle is about to die, so I think I'm gonna have to head back inside. But I just got up to chapter 18, which is 65% of the way through the book, and I honestly wish I had way more time to read today, but I just don't. I should probably get back to doing something a little bit more productive, which is devastating news, but must be done. but I am utterly obsessed with this book. I think it is so sweet, so cozy. It is giving me everything and more. Like the perfect found family, a bit of tension, a bit of romance, just like beautiful. I'm obsessed. I love it so much. And I definitely don't want to rush through it. Like part of me is like, oh, but today's the last day of the month, so I should try and finish this book today. And I mean, that would be ideal, but I don't think I'm really gonna have enough time to finish it unless I were to rush it, and I don't want to rush it. I want to enjoy every single page. So I don't think I'll finish it today. I'll probably still include it in my wrap up for October though. Cheating the system, I know, but I'll probably finish it tomorrow. So I feel like I can justify it. But yeah, I'm so sad that I can't just sit here and read for the rest of the day. It's the worst feeling when you're reading such a good book, but you don't have enough time to just like sit and read it all day. I'm sure many of you can relate, but I'm gonna head inside now and hopefully be more productive. We have made it to the end of the video, so let's talk about the books that I read this week. Obviously, we started off with Daydream. This was so much fun. I really enjoyed my reading experience. I loved Hallie, I loved Henry, I loved that it was more of like a friends to lovers story. I definitely prefer a more emotional romance, so I think this one is my favorite in the series so far, and overall I gave it like a 4.25. Almost a 4.5 honestly, but not quite. And then I read The Witch is Back, which was so much fun. I can't believe I had this sitting on my TBR cart for literally over a year before I actually picked it up, because it was just such a great time and I wish I'd read it sooner. I definitely recommend this. In saying that, I went and looked at the Goodreads reviews to see what other people had to say about it, and it doesn't have fantastic reviews. I mean, obviously there are some good reviews, but there are a lot of like mediocre reviews. It doesn't have a great average rating. I think it has like a 3.6 or something around that, and I feel like anything under like a 3.9 is probably like not ideal, but I really loved it. So obviously take my review with a grain of salt. Maybe it won't be for you, maybe it will, but I think if you just want a cozy witchy romance, a bit of a silly goofy time, but still has like a good plot and like decent depth, I definitely think you should check it out. And then obviously we started The Very Secret Society of Regular Witches. I think I'm sitting at around 70%, and so I didn't get to officially finish this in this week's reading, but the whole point of this video is just to see how much I realistically read in a week, what I pick up when I'm mood reading, how much I read when I'm mood reading. There's part of me that really wants to just extend this video one more day because I know I'll probably finish it tomorrow, but that is not what this video is about. It is a week of reading, and today the week is up. Technically, it's literally day 8 because I started this on a Thursday and today is Thursday when I'm filming this. So if I was really being strict, I should have finished the video at the end of yesterday. So I guess all in all, I read about 2.5 books. Is that typical for me? Who knows? I feel like every week is completely different. There are some weeks where I read 5 books and there are some weeks where I don't finish a single book. I also didn't listen to any audiobooks this week. So sometimes I listen to a lot of audiobooks, sometimes I don't listen to anything. So obviously each week is different. Depends how busy I am, depends how much I'm enjoying reading, depends if I'm slumping, so many things to consider, but this is what a week of reading may look like for me. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me this week and reading with me. I had so much fun and we had such a successful reading week in terms of like how much I enjoyed these books. I had such a great time with all of them and I recommend all of them, which I feel like doesn't always happen. So maybe you guys can check out 1 or 2 or 3 of these books yourself if you haven't already. But I love you guys so much. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.